What it do, y'all? This your boy King Eric, the Media Assassin, coming at y'all with another video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button for me. So, as I would sit back, listen to some Dru Hill stuff, I was like, man, Sisqo deserves more credit than given. As a trailblazer, that is. Now, let me tell you this. At first, when I first heard Dru Hill, I'm going to be real with y'all. I thought, I know what y'all were thinking. Are they gay? That wasn't the first thing I thought. Even though he came out there with the blonde hair, the nipple rings, the see-through shirts. It wasn't that. I was like, okay, brother may be a little flamboyant. His voice, his style was identical to KC from Jodeci. I'm talking about the way the vocal range, the yeah, ooh yeah, all that. You could tell he was either an understudy of KC or he just short KC. But from what it looks like to me, Dru Hill came in a place of Jodeci, because Jodeci was on their way out. 1995 was the year the show, the After Party Hotel, dropped. They ain't dropped another album in 20-some years later. They were done after that album. So then Dru Hill came in 96. Tell me what you want. Change the game. And start putting out #1 singles after #1 singles. And start getting features on TV shows. But the first two albums were dope. Then Sisqo started getting, and this is how it usually starts. When he started doing R&B features, doing rap features, what got him going was the DMX joint. When he did What These Bitches Want From a Nigga. That got him going. Then he put out his first solo album, which I think was called Unleash the Dragon. First single he released with Ja Rule, it did okay, but when he put out the Thong Song, that was it. He put out the Thong Song, then he put out Incomplete. Those two songs ruled the R&B charts of that summer. Sisqo ran that summer. So, you think to yourself, how in the hell he go from 5 times platinum to pretty much dropping off the face of the planet? Because the second album, well, let me look at the names. The second album didn't do 1/3 of what the first album did. And that came out like 2 years prior, because you would think it would be within that range, the Return of the Dragon. It didn't do 1/3 of what the Thong Song did. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up real quick. He put it out a year later. Or I think it was 1999 where he released his first album. And he spent the whole 2000 promoting it. But the second album, Return of the Dragon, that shit didn't do 1/3 of what his first joint did, and I wonder why. #1, for what I'm reading, he wanted more control of his music. And Def Jam wasn't going to give it to him, so they pulled the rug from under him. Therefore, the promotion, the marketing, the radio spins, all that got pushed. Like, he took a drastic drop. So, to save face, he goes out there talking about he'll shut any R&B cat down on 106 in Park. Then Usher answered the call. They brought Usher on when he was promoting his album. And they showed Usher what Sisqo said. And the album had bricked at the time. So Usher came out there, right? And he was like, well, cockiness could lead to a little bit of failure. Look what his album doing. Bam! That was it. Then the second one was R. Kelly. R. Kelly was dropping Best of Both Worlds and Chocolate Factory. You can't go against those two superpowers. Usher was on that run, Playboy. Usher was on that run. He had dropped You Don't Have to Call, You Remind Me. Sisqo won't put out nothing that can compete with that. Then for some reason, he just caught strays out of nowhere from rapping, from hip hop. Like Nas hit him with in the Stillmatic joint, dissed him there. He was catching mad strays in the Death Row compilation. He was catching shots in many beefs. Like, I don't get it, man. I was like, yo, he ain't do anything to y'all. I can see the R&B dudes get mad, but the rappers, they just use Sisqo as the prototype to big up someone who was gay and soft and sweet. But the man was a trailblazer. He came out there with the blonde hair. Look at how many niggas wearing blonde hair now. Chris Brown, Tiger. A lot of our entertainers will start wearing blonde hair when he start coming out there. I mean, he deserves his praise. He deserves his appreciation for what he's done because he's a great performer. In terms of dancing, singing, songwriting, he can go. But it's just crazy how this guy went from 5 to 6 million to barely selling something at all. So either the powers that be pulled the plug from him, or his music just couldn't match up the energy that was coming out at the time from his competitors. So that's my thoughts about it. Subscribe, hit the like button. Peace.